everybody, my name is Dan Cunliffe, Managing Director of Pangea, and thank you so much for listening to our May video log. Lots happening as usual, and the weather is increasingly getting better, so we're out and about, and no much more as so being out and about as a couple of the events that the guys have attended. Recently we were at shortlisting for the Comms Dealer Sales Marketing Awards, which was a very good day. We'd like to thank our friends at Comms Dealer for putting on a really awesome event. And of course lots of other really interesting things happening around London, Glasgow and the Midlands when it comes to IoT events. A couple of things I wanted to really just touch on was I read some interesting news and wanted to really share with you guys about the investment that's happened in IoT recently. One of the biggest names, Microsoft, just pledged $5 billion to their IoT strategy, and it's mostly focused in a specific area which I thought was quite interesting to share. They have really put it towards their analytics platform, Azure, and the purpose of where they're going is that there's been some research by a company called BCC that shows that there is going to be a 22.9% increase between the 2017 stats and the predicted 2020 stats in the utilities market, and particularly the increase around how SMEs want to have their utilities either funded or managed better is where this growth is going to come from. So Microsoft has opened up and said that they want to look at how the IoT is improving, or I suppose monitoring the energy space as well as the utility space, and put that amount towards it. From our perspective, obviously we have many partners who are now using the IoT ecosystem that we provide to go after whether it's SME or kind of enterprise side as well as public sector. And you may have remembered I mentioned a product which we kind of termed Fitbit for buildings. So everyone on my team is now kind of trained on that, ready to share with our partners how we can help, I suppose, monitor the way that energy or utilities dissipates from a building. And I'm quite certain if you think about your partner base or your customer base, every one of them should have a building. And so the product is available and ready to go. And something really interesting that comes off the back of that is the way that you're helping your existing clients by using the IoT capability, but also showing them something massively useful that they can take and hopefully get improvements in their own utility spend. So I do encourage you all, Microsoft has made this move. It's really encouraged me to talk a little bit about it in the beginning of the vlog. The Fitbit for building product is available and would definitely be useful to share with your partner base as well. So enough about that. A couple of announcements or some interesting things. Those of you might have seen, we as Pangea have played a bit of rugby this last month. Being quite a sports fan myself, we're very fortunate to be invited by Telefonica O2 as a tier 1 partner with them to play at Twickenham, which is still, even as a South African, one of the coolest things I've done for a very long time, to play at Twickenham. And just to round up with the story, there were 20 teams who took place, mostly high-end corporates, from people like DHL or Tesco or Omnicom through to Pangea. And long story short, we ended up winning the tournament, which was absolutely awesome and very much unexpected when we started, because sort of turned up there and saw these extremely capable athletes and then us, and it was pretty cool to kind of turn up and win the tournament, which we did. There will be a link on the YouTube channel, so you can go and have a look at it as well. There's an interesting photo, not by design or by choice, of myself looking like one of two things are happening. Either I've really hit the gap very well and look like I'm about to ghost through and score a try, or if you look at my feet position, I'm about to land on my face. So I'll let you make the decision which one ended up in that way. Back to a bit more serious stuff. We were told recently that we are finalists yet again for the Comms Business Awards. That happens a bit later in June, and we are up for the IoT Provider of the Year. The official name for that award is the Channel Supplier IoT. So shortlisted again. I think it's our third time in a row we're up there for that, and I'm delighted, and the performance of the team, obviously what the partners have done. So I thank everyone for helping us get to this stage, and let's go and obviously try and win the award. And good luck to the other guys who are finalists as well, of course. Finally, we have also put out something which was a bit new for us in those who read mobile news. There's been a a long-standing publication. And so we put something in Mobile News which was focused around kind of a bit of a spotlight on IoT. We specifically looked at things like how the IoT supports growth in SMEs, what are the risks to not adopting an IoT strategy, and of course in the next 3 years we are all going to be faced or excited or utilizing 5G. And 5G within the IoT market is really interesting, not so much from the high-end speed perspective, but a bit more from what actually comes from the improvement in battery life, the improvement in latency, and obviously these things that come out the back of a very interesting protocol that will be coming our way around about 2020. So go and have a look in Mobile News, go and look online. We'll also provide the links to go and have a look at what we've said there, and hopefully you find that interesting. And if you do, of course, get in touch with us. There's several ways to do that. We obviously have our Twitter, which is at Pangea Connected. We have our LinkedIn if you search for Pangea Connecting Everything. Good old email still works as well, which you can use contact@pangea-group.net. And of course, anything you want to do through YouTube, where all the details are there and you can have a look what we're up to. That's the end for May. I really hope you tune in again to listen to what we do, and I do appreciate the guys who give us feedback. So have a good month and we'll speak soon.